Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
Hello world, my name is David Sislak and welcome to the Fight for 15 podcast. I'm here with
Ahmad Hamad,
Wyatt Murray,
Paige Walker, and Yasmina Bassaf.
And today we are here to talk to you about the Fight for 15 movement, and we're going to tell you how we feel about it, alright? Me, in the beginning, I was always against the Fight for 15. I was one of those individuals who automatically assumed, why should they get a raise, or, why should their wages be raised for any reason? I mean, they work at a fast food restaurant, they're only, flipping burgers, yada yada, this and that, So I was definitely one of those individuals that automatically thought, find a new job or, get a better education and look for an actual career, But the more we looked into this, this project and started looking at the facts, boy, did my mind change.
and I had the same exact thoughts. And right now I feel really stupid for thinking like that. And I actually support the Fight for 15 movement because it will make the workers' living conditions better, and it will boost the economy. And I guess the wealthy corporation could afford it.
I support the Fight for 15 because as a taxpayer, I would like to take a tax cut, and I also support them being able to gain $15 so that they can help themselves. These people are really trying to live a better life, and that's really all that they're asking for.
Yeah, I support the Fight for 15 as well. I think that, well, one, it's not going to affect any of the factors in living, and then the fast food worker employers are definitely going to have, they do have the money to pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, it's going to save so many taxpayers money as well. And low-wage workers will most likely benefit from the raise as well.
Well, I also support the 550 movement because most of fast food workers are adults, and quarter have children and families. So, they are exactly 70% of fast food workers, employees, are part-time, working fewer than 40 hours a week. And as we know that the minimum wage is $8 an hour with no benefits. So for those families who have children and they work as a fast food worker, they have to work another job besides this work.
Mm-hmm. When I started doing more research about it, I ran into the article where it was saying about the taxpayers spending $152.8 billion, not million, not 1,000, $1 billion on public support. That's crazy. We're not billion. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, they're multi-billion corporations. They already have billions and billions of dollars on hand by themselves. And then we're giving them $1 billion for where all that money could be taken and put somewhere else.
I just think it's unfair how the same fast food workers who live off public aid still get taxed on their money, and still, they are living off the money that they're getting taxed on, along with everybody else that's getting taxed. And they're asking for $15, and their company is refusing to give it to them.
Yes, and when they ask for $15, they're not asking for something impossible. They just want their rights, like fast food workers around the world, and their companies can afford this raise of minimum wage for them without wrecking their bottom lines.
For example, in Denmark McDonald's, the fast food workers who are over the age of 18 are receiving more than $20 an hour, and they are unionized.
Looks like I'm going to Denmark.
You probably will.
No, but these companies, they make so much money, so much profit, and it's just sad and kind of crazy to see that they're just withholding this money from their workers. And that's why they're making such a profit. With these low wages, everything is just going positive for them. So I mean, think about it. If they were, like you said, they're not asking for something impossible to happen. Raising the wages to 15, that's an easy solution. And from that, you could raise some families to live above the poverty line, and then all that extra money that we spend for the public aid, public support, we could use that towards something else to help benefit the community.
What really shocked me, the fact that most of these fast food workers still have to work 2 jobs to afford just basic living conditions,
Yeah, I just think all of those factors contributed to the fast food workers banding together and creating this movement that not only impacted them but other low-wage workers. It's unfair for people to work for a company for 14 years and never get a raise or petty raises like 11 cents or something.
Yeah, and I personally don't know anybody who actually can live off of minimum wage by themselves either.
If I was a fast food worker, I would definitely join the movement to support, because I wouldn't be down for undergoing those working conditions where it's hot and we don't have any air conditioning. I pass out and I'm in trouble because I didn't go to work, or I had to leave early and you're only paying me $8.25, but I'm in trouble because I didn't come to work because of your working conditions. So I would join.
Yeah, I definitely would join also. You see other low-wage workers supporting the movement, paramedics, healthcare, home and healthcare.
Home care and child care.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Tongue twister. So yeah, I mean, raising the wages can have a ripple effect on, other professions,
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well, because I think there's ignorance, I think, as well. I mean, so many people you see on social media and these memes and that saying how fast food workers, everybody just looks down on fast food workers,
Yeah.
And, I mean, they just jump to that straight conclusion, and they don't realize that giving them that raise would help all these other professions as well, and give other professions like paramedics that raise that they should have.
Absolutely. You see the people on social media, not to be tough or anything, but they're just kind of, I think, uneducated on this situation, because like we said, looking more into it in depth and what the benefits can be, it's pretty shocking, and everyone keeps thinking the worst just because they're fast food workers. They got that label on them that they're fast food workers, and that's it. They're nothing else.
I think that's all of a product of economic inequality. So you live a certain lifestyle, so you couldn't fathom being a fast food worker. You couldn't even. You don't know what that's like. You think that all people should strive to live a better life. And some people do, but some people, they just, they don't really have the means. Not everybody have the means to go to college. Not everybody, necessarily gets those opportunities. So you growing up in a rich lifestyle opposed to somebody that not even from America, but has citizenship here, but can't do anything more than work at McDonald's, so they're not worthy of $15 so they can take care of their family.
See, and that's the thing. They're just asking to have a better life, you know, and
That's it. Like, what are they taking from you?
Absolutely. You know, it's something that they've been withheld for years. I know you're talking about a lady.
Yeah, Rosa Rivera in the article, Dignity.
Mm-hmm.
She's a grandmother for 4 children, and she has worked for McDonald's for 14 years, and she's still making $8.50.
14 years, and you're still making $8.50.
Same with
Yeah.
the home health care worker that was living in North Carolina. She had been working for that company maybe over 10 years, and she was still making $7.50 maybe.
Yeah, and especially when you know that 48% of home care workers rely on public assistance, and in child care it's 46%. So it's so wrong that people who work full time rely on public assistance, food stamps, and Medicaid.
See, it's back to that public assistance. You know, I feel like that's the biggest thing that we could, you know, everybody can benefit from is once we lift these wages and help these workers, you know, get off the public assistance, live above the poverty line. All that money that we're basically handing out to them, we could use that to benefit everybody together.
The country.
The country, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, and as we said, it's not $1,000 or $1 million. It's $153 billion. So that's a lot.
Yeah, billions.
Yeah.
And just to go back to the ignorance of some people out there, like thinking the factors in living are going to be affected, which they're not, because your rent's not going to go up, gas isn't going to go up.
They throw that out there all the time. You know, the fact, you know, we raise this is going to raise, that's going to raise, but
that's not how prices work. I mean, that's not anything.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, in Australia, I was reading an article. In Australia, they pay their McDonald's workers $15+ an hour, and their products, the prices didn't rise if little effect it had on the prices. So, I mean, it's doable. It's they're already doing it, just not here.
Yeah, they do it everywhere else.
So what we really have to keep in mind that fast food workers' wages have nothing to do with the cost of the meals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
True.
And our economy is basically a supply and demand, and if we were to give this raise, this $15 minimum wage to everyone, then people would have money to spend, and it would give them that opportunity to spend money, and they will, and that would help the economy all around.
The Fight for 15 actually has inspired some states to start lifting the wages. Some states are starting at $10 and they're working their way up year by year, like Michigan and Chicago.
Yeah, I read that. In Chicago it's supposed to be
so
around
it's
2020.
They've already put the pressure on them, and it's more pressure on them because states are changing it. It's not the company, The company is not in control. It's the state that's taking control now because, hey, maybe the state wants to save money on taxes.
So, just to change the subject a little bit, some people think that machines will take over, and I definitely don't agree.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
There's ideas of these corporations saying they'll replace people with machines, and there's a limit to that. And even if they do, it's not going to destroy jobs.
It would actually create jobs.
It would actually create jobs, absolutely. Yeah. Let us know.
Well, yeah, like the teacher told us about the restaurant where they replaced the cashiers with machines. And actually, you will need more people in the back more
think it
workers
was it
to
Panera?
make the food.
I think Panera Bread.
Yeah, I guess.
They're doing that. But yeah, like you said, I don't see it really taking over, machines taking over people's jobs. That's as far as I can see it going is, these little kiosks where you could order your food and then, they prepare it for you. But yeah, like you said, it created more jobs. They were able to benefit from that and have more people in the back. So
I actually wouldn't mind that either, especially if they were to put more jobs in the kitchen. I mean, better quality food, that's what I want in the first place. I mean, that's what I paid for.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
overall, I just think the movement was very effective. Seeing as when I apply for jobs now, I automatically put 15. Like I'm not taking anything less than $15 because I know my worth and I know they got it. It's $15. $15 is like that new $8.25, literally.
Last thoughts. How you feel?
I think like the minimum wage hasn't been raised for a long time. So like if they were raising the minimum wage, it should be higher than 15. So I don't know, but I became a big supporter of the movement because they asking for basic life rights,
Yeah, absolutely. During this whole project, I definitely became a full supporter of the movement and everything that they believe in. Like we've been saying, they're not doing anything extra. They're just asking
for the right.
Yeah, for the simple things, So, thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week.